You know, the other day we were talking on this show and somebody had asked about the notion of, hey, what if like after the shutdown is done and all that kind of stuff and the theaters are back open, what if they like re-release things like Bloodshot or re-release, Invisible Man or movies like that? And I said, the challenge with that is that if a month and a half from now you try to re-release it, now you got to spend more money in mounting another marketing campaign to make everybody aware that the films are coming back to theaters, and you're just not going to make that money back, so I can't see them doing that. But I said the only movie I could really see doing that is Onward. I could see Onward doing a re-release when the movie theaters back open because, they're going to have to spend another 15 or 20 million on it, but I believe they'll make that money back in a re-release. So I think they could do it with Onward. I don't really see them being able to do it for anything else. Well, I got a call yesterday from somebody letting me know and saying, John, saw your show. I'm like, cool, yeah. He said, we've given up. It's not happening. We're going to be announcing that Onward is going on to digital as of tomorrow, and that on April 3rd, it's going to go on to Disney Plus. They have just essentially thrown in the towel. And so then some short time after that came the announcement, came the official word that Pixar's Onward, they've just kind of given up. They've taken it that they're going to lose money on this movie. They're just deciding to accept that and try to make the best of a bad situation, which is what a lot of studios are trying to do right now. And it is on digital today. You can buy Onward today for, I believe they say it's going to be for $20. You can buy it on digital. And then on April 3rd, Onward is going to pop on to Disney Plus. So this is not a good situation for them. This is not what they wanted. This is not a good situation for them. They're going to lose money, but with this whole such shutdown situation, there just isn't a scenario where they weren't going to lose money. And so I thought Onward, to be full transparency, I thought Onward was going to be one of those films because it's a Pixar film. It's a big enough title that they could do a re-release and recoup any extra marketing they needed to do. Clearly, they didn't think that. And they've decided basically to throw in the towel on the movie, which is a shame because, Rob, this is a really good movie. Onward is a delightful, it's not top tier Pixar. It's not the best Pixar film or amongst the top 2 or 3 or 4 best Pixar, but it's a really good film nonetheless. It deserved better than this. And really, if they just decided there's no recovering from this, this was just a bad hand we got dealt. We're going to make the best of it that we can. We're going to put it straight to video now, Disney Plus later, so at least people can get some enjoyment out of it, even if we're going to take a financial bath out of it, which they simply don't see any way they're not going to take a financial bath on it. So from that point of view, I guess it makes sense. So I am at one hand really sad for Onward because this is a movie that deserved better. It really does. On the other hand, I'm kind of excited that I'm going to get to watch Onward again a little bit later tonight. So it's both sides of the coin. Rob, you hear about this story. I don't know. Did you feel like I did? Did you feel like this was one they could have re-released, or do you think just this whole shutdown situation doomed the movie anyway? And what do you think about their moves that they announced today?
Well, look, like you, I felt they maybe could have released it, but the question is when. Yeah. And the further out you get away from Onward, any goodwill that people had, any positive word of mouth, then it would confuse people. I mean, the movie was already in theaters. What about all the movies that have been taken out of theaters and need to find another place to be released? And I think, look, this is an unprecedented, unfortunate experience all the way around. And I think, look, if they can use Onward to drive more subscriptions, if people in this time everything. Look, this for Disney Plus to put a movie like Onward out right now, they're in business. It ain't show friends. I mean, now they're pivoting when they had to. They're trying to make lemonade out of lemons here, and by putting Onward on, maybe it'll drive up their subscription base, which is only a good thing for Disney Plus. And I'm a fan. I've talked about it. I'm a fan of Disney Plus. They don't have a lot of new content coming out on their platform. I think this is a good move for them. It was the right move. It was a decisive move. They did it quickly rather than vacillate. I mean, John, in the last week, we have seen the VOD and streaming landscape change. I'm actually quite shocked at what we're seeing. I mean, look at how many movies went VOD or direct to streaming in a week. I like to see the entertainment business. I mean, we're decimated. The entertainment business is a smoking crater right now, and anybody that can do anything to help in any way, I see this as a win. I see this as the studios making the tough calls, and they're going to have to do that for the next God only knows how long. So good on them for doing this. Unfortunately, you know, can you imagine if we're still doing this show in 5 or 10 years, God forbid, people are going to be like, well, you know, that Pixar movie Onward, it didn't do very well. And we'll be like, yo, what's up? You were like 5 years old when you were looking at the box office then when the COVID-19 pandemic swept the world. You don't remember, but just hold your roll, son, when you're talking about Onward. There's a big asterisk next to it, so read that Wikipedia entry. It's going to be okay.
Yeah,
so I think it's a good thing.
There's a number of films there, and look, there's no getting around that. This is a no-win situation for all the studios. It's a no-win situation. This is going to, them doing this isn't good. Them doing this isn't good. This isn't what they wanted to do. But it's like, Rob, you put perfectly. It's simply them trying to make the best of a bad situation. It's like, okay, it's a crater. We've cratered on this one too. Onward's going to give us a financial bath because of all this stuff. Okay, there's no getting out of it. What can we salvage out of this? And I think you're absolutely right, because, you know, one of the big mounting criticisms of Disney Plus is the fact that since The Mandalorian, you really haven't done much for us, Disney Plus. I mean, you've got the fabulous library, but, you know, we get these new streaming services. We get these services. Yeah, the library's great, and it is. The library's great. But we also get these things for new content. People didn't sign up for Apple TV Plus for the new content. They signed up for The Morning Show, and they signed up for All Mankind, and they signed up for these new things. They're going to Amazon for the new things. And so this is them. I think it's not a good situation, but it is probably, I still would have thought they would have done a re-release with this one title. With this one title, I thought they would have done a re-release, but they're just doing the best they can, and it's an interesting situation. But selfishly, I'm just looking forward to watching it again later today.
Yeah, look, I'm with you. I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait to watch it. I mean, Elizabeth and I love Pixar movies, but what I find actually the silver lining is all of this is it is sort of inspiring and heartening to see these companies responding to a very new situation. There's no vacillating here. They are making the tough choices, and they're doing it immediately. There's nobody sitting around going, eh. And what it says to me is there's leadership here. There are people making decisions very quickly. It couldn't have been, maybe they had it locked and loaded and ready to upload to Disney Plus already, but I really like to see that American companies are able to make these quick choices, and it's heartening. I find it relatively uplifting that people are able to respond to this situation, which we've never seen before, quickly and decisively, and turning things, they could have just wallowed me like, woe is us, but nope. They're moving forward. There's, can you imagine? We have to have the board meet, and whether we're going to define, are the taxpayers or the publicly are the shareholders going to like this? We have to have a phone call. No, they acted. They acted quickly and decisively. I like it.
Well, that's what happens when you have a guy like Alan Horn at the head rudder there to pull triggers like that. So anyway, guys, question is, what do you think about it? Are you really bummed out for Pixar that this really gem of a movie is going to suffer the losses that has? Or are you kind of like me, maybe a little bit selfishly, just excited I'm going to get to watch it again later today? What do you guys think about it? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys.